Well, a usual car buying experience involves going to a dealership, doing the paperwork, and getting your car. But BMW India is now trying to transform that with its Retail.Next initiative. Basically, a model that is standard across the globe and now is being launched in India. But that's a very simplified form of putting it across. There's a lot more to the story, and to understand that, I've got the best person, Vikram Pawah.
Welcome, Arpit.
Thank you so much, Vikram. Thank you for your time. And well, he is in charge of everything that goes around in BMW India, and he will explain it to us that why is the brand moving to this concept and what are the benefits for it. So Vikram, first of all, it's a lovely facility here. It looks very different from all of the other dealerships we've been in.
It is, absolutely. And that's what we want to change the game here in the auto industry in India. And,
Right.
and you're right, you picked up right. It's a transformation that's happening, and there's a reason behind it, because I think our customers are changing in
Right.
the way they approach luxury, in the way they connect with brands, and they're becoming more experiential. And I think you picked up earlier in your line as well that earlier used to be just go do your paperwork and get a car. Now it's all about connecting with the products, connecting with the brand, understanding more, and enjoying it as well. So you can see, we can walk around and have a look around.
Yeah, sure.
And you know how you can just come and sit here, interact with our teams, have a nice coffee, right? A nice hospitality area is the center of the universe here. So it's like as if you're sitting in your lounge and enjoying the cars, right? Because
Absolutely,
I say this, that as kids, we always grew up with small little scale models in our house, right? And I used to keep it in my lounge, in my bedroom, and I still dream that wish I could park my cars in my house.
Oh yes.
Right? We always
Such
have
a
that dream. We have that
Yes.
dream. Well, that dream has come true here now, right?
Yeah.
You're actually doing that. You're coming and sitting here in a lounge with a big screen. You can configure your car here. You
Okay.
can choose the colors, you can choose the trim, you can choose the wheels, and see how the car looks like in different light, day and night time. And that screen will give you almost like a live
Absolutely.
image, right?
Yeah.
And it's the actual car that you're looking at. It's not a computer-generated image or anything like that either. So that's one. And then there are different areas. So you can see that linearity that used to be there, like a stockyard thing in showrooms earlier, right?
Yeah.
One was there that there'll be cars and cars parked. No.
Yes. Yeah.
Now there are spaces.
Right.
So you spend time in spaces. You don't spend time on just the car. You spend time with the car now. And that's where the difference is. You can project a nice little hero car here. You can see the i7,
Yeah.
and you can see the kind of environment it's being shown to you with the kind of lighting. It gives you the right context of the luxury that you're buying. Okay. Another big change, you can see around and say that, okay, it's not that typical black and white, the grays and blues and those dull colors. It's
Yeah.
more warm, welcoming, approachable.
Correct.
That's the other definition of luxury, right? It's sustainable, it's more welcoming, it's more involving, and that's what it's all about. And that's our iX1, as you can see, the electric mobility, where we're leading in electric mobility at the moment.
Yeah.
So absolutely, again, presented in a very nice and a convenient format that you can sit and just talk about this car or just enjoy with the car. Okay. It's all about spaces. It's all about people now. It's not about a product anymore. It's all about experience and how you can connect a customer, put them in the center and put the brand around them.
Correct.
So that's what the theory behind it is actually.
And going forward, like this is the first Retail.Next
In
facility.
India, yes, it is one of the first
So
ones.
will your existing network, all of your dealerships now move to this
Yes,
concept?
all our facilities up till 2026, will be completed in this new format.
Okay.
So we have 56 facilities that will be completed by 2026, and our dealer investor partners will invest 365 crores in doing this upgrade and change, and that shows our commitment to the Indian market. That shows our commitment to the brand and to our customers clearly, that we want them to experience BMW in the way this brand is. It's dynamic, it's passionate, so let's experience the way the brand stands for.
And all the new dealerships that will now come up,
Yeah,
so they will now be built on this model.
absolutely. Any new dealership that is happening right now is all built on this format. So one of the new ones was happening in Bangalore recently, that's just opening up. That's also in this absolutely new format as well.
Right.
Let's go up. I want to show you a few more things. So maybe something unique again. So you spoke about that this is a global kind of a format. Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah.
But this is not the typical earlier format where we used to say that it's a CI program and you just implement it, okay? This is more than the design.
Okay.
This is also about, we showed you some digital elements there, right? So
Yes,
about digitization of the showroom as well. It's also about how you change your processes and roles and the connection with customers. So one of the things you see here is actually Indian art form, okay? It's an art from India explaining the mudras of yoga. Okay, it's a unique art which is only for India. So we put it in this showroom because we thought, okay, what is the thing that we can show in Gurgaon? We said, okay, yoga is something probably that connects with the space.
True.
Maybe we do that. Similarly, every town will have a unique feature which is relating to that area.
Oh, okay. So it will be very region
It's
specific.
very region specific. So for example, when we did the first pilot in Agra for this format, because we did a few pilots before we finalized the format, the first pilot in Agra had the hospitality area made with the marble mesh.
Oh.
Which they are famous for,
Yeah.
right? So you try to connect with India as well, because that's what brands are all about, you know. Are we able to connect with the society? Are we able to display the sustainability and the new agenda what the society wants? And that's what it's all about. So again, we know that, you know, our end customers are passionate petrol heads, if I call it that way, right?
Yes.
Sorry for using the word petrol head, but that's how it is.
Absolutely.
So there's a special M area. Because they want their own space, right? So you put the M2 in that kind of an environment with that theming of M. So you can suddenly see the theme of the dealership changes, right? It just merges it. It doesn't look like a standalone thing. It just merges and blends into it. And that's the other thing what we're trying to do is, no matter what interaction you're going to do at a dealership, right? And no matter what brand are you going to talk about, whether it's BMW, Mini, or Motorrad. If a dealer in that town has got all three brands, they'll sit under one ceiling.
Wow.
Right, so you can see right there, so this dealership has Mini as well.
Yeah.
They represent us in Delhi NCR market for Mini. You can see the Mini brand just merging into the general, you know, BMW brand. There's no demarcation. Of course, there's slight little bit theming that you have to do from a brand perspective, but other than that, you just merge and emerge into this one.
So, you know, when you're saying that here you have got the Mini and the BMW together, if someone has the Motorrad as well, you
that
will
will
have
also
all
just blend
three.
in. That will also blend in.
So, from a customer point of view, you know, these are very different customers. You've got someone who's buying, you know, an entry-level BMW Motorrad motorcycle, GS310, and then you've got someone who's coming for the 7 Series, your flagship luxury, or one of the M models. Very different customers. So, don't you see
I think
any
there's a
issues
crossover.
there?
I think there's a crossover as well. You have to remember we are an aspirational brand as well, right? So when somebody is buying a BMW 310, for example, let me start at that end of the spectrum to start with. They're aspiring to attach to BMW as a brand. That's why they're buying it. They have plenty of options in the market to go for, but they buy a BMW because they want to buy a BMW. And BMW stands for all these brands. And that's a uniqueness compared to any other competition, is that we are not a single dimensional brand. Right? We have the M brand, we have the BMW brand, we have the I brand now, we have the Mini brand, we have the Motorrad brand. So we have a lot of ways we can connect with the customer over their life cycle. And I think we've seen that, you know, people who buy a 310, for example, and we started 7 years ago with our 310, right? We're seeing people migrating into bigger bikes. We're seeing people buying Mini from that, right? And similarly, we know there's a crossover between Mini customer and Motorrad customers at times. There's a crossover between M customers and Motorrad customers. There's a crossover between BMW customer and Mini customer. So again, now let's go to the other end of the spectrum. We've seen a lot of time the 7 Series customers, right? A lot of time buy a Mini as well.
Wow.
Right? As a fun car that they want to drive on the weekend. So similarly, a lot of maybe 6 Series customer that we had earlier, or now the 5.3 long wheelbase customers have Motorrad as well. So for example, the adventure bike. They have that as well. So that crossover as a brand, because we are the only one who provide these 3 distinct characters in the luxury and premium space. And I think in India, they all aim towards leisure, right? Luxury and leisure together. So as a brand, we want to give the experience to our customer that this is your place, this is your home, and it's your entire leisure, entire luxury that you're looking for is addressed here in this kind of a format.
And in terms of business, Vikram, you know, what kind of increment are you expecting in terms of sales? Do you expect, you know, once all your network is in this certain theme, you know, everyone goes retail next, will you see a significant increase in sales?
So this activity is not aimed at sale increase. This is more aimed at customer experience enhancement. and the connect with the brand. And I think that in longer term creates a good association and sale. But the main purpose is never about the sale here. The customer is at the center here, and we are doing it for the customer because that's what they're expecting BMW to be. A little bit more engaging, approachable, and warm and welcoming brand than the rest of the luxury brands.
And this involves service as well?
It does, absolutely. So like I said, I mean, this particular location does not have service facility. Of course, being Gurgaon is restricted where you can do service.
Right.
But if this facility had a service set up as well, for example, at the back, the service desk would be there downstairs along with the showroom. So, and the entry would also be the same for the customer. It's not a separate entrance. You come and address it right there.
Yeah, because I've seen earlier dealerships where BMW and Mini were there in one facility,
separate corner.
Completely separate. Even the entry gates were different.
No, it'll all be one entrance. Because it's about the customer. Like I said, the customer does not think about separate entrance.
Correct.
For a customer, they're attaching with BMW as a group.
True.
And we're a group. So this is a group strength that we are able to demonstrate. This is a group that we want to connect with our customers. And I think whoever has been here till now, every customer, I've had calls at times, people just coming in and saying, wow, I can't believe that actually it's a show.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I thought it's like a boutique or a lounge, and that's exactly what we want to present it as.
And the 350 crores of investment that you spoke about.
365,
sorry. 365 crores of investment, that is being done entirely by your dealer partners?
Of course, that's their investment to the brand. I mean, that's what they do. And a small little investment from our side as well, of course, but let's not talk about that. But I think mainly, I really appreciate the way our dealer partners are investing in this for the future growth, and their commitment to the Indian market is phenomenal.
And some of your older dealerships, every one of them will migrate?
Every one of them. They're actually, at the moment, probably around 20 odd projects already on in the country, across the country. There are 20 projects that are happening, a few of them finishing in a couple of weeks' time as well. So there'll be a very fast pace. You'll see across the country, you'll see the facade also you've seen is a very unique concept we have built for India. Right, where during daytime it gives you a little bit of protection from, of course, sun, we being a hot country, but at nighttime it's actually almost a see-through. So when you see it during nighttime, you'll be able to see the cars while going from the road. You can see the lighting. It gives you a nice little feeling about the brand as well.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, it looks very different from a regular dealership.
Yes. I don't call it a dealership. I call it a home for our customers. I call it, this is what place they want to spend time in. So we opened this a couple of months ago.
Right.
I think it was in July we opened this one. So since then, we had many events held here for our customers, including the World Cup match as well, the cricket match as well, also telecast downstairs on the big screen. And I think that's what customers love, is that they don't feel like they're coming in a very dry space.
True.
Earlier dealership, like I said, used to be black and white, and still are. A lot of our competition do that as well. It looks dull, it looks really boring. This is lively, this is more engaging, and they want to spend time.
And one last thing I want to ask is, of course, you're standing next to the M Lounge and
the M2 competition as well, right?
There you go. Machine. Now, you said this model will be applied across the country. Of course, we are in Delhi or in Gurgaon. So, but when you have dealerships in, like, say, a tier 2 or a tier 3 city, where probably your M potential isn't much, would you have these M lounges there as well, or
so
is it customized?
We have a concept called M certified dealers. So every dealer is not an M certified dealer, because for being a dealer who can sell M cars, they need to invest in that brand a little bit. For example, in terms of special manpower or special equipments and things like that. So every dealer is not that. But let's say if this is the good thing about this concept, that it's flexible.
Right.
It's very flexible. So, for example, where the electric demands are higher, there'll be more space given to electric, for example. And that's the flexibility of this format now. It's so intermingled that it doesn't matter. And tomorrow, let's say if a dealer becomes an M dealer, it's very quickly you can just transform that space into M, because you don't need to change the floor anymore. The ceiling is same. So the basic elements are same, only maybe some graphics and things change, that's all, which is a quick one to do.
And with all of this Retail.Next network done, Vikram, what is the one thing that now for BMW gives you an edge over your competition? What is that one thing about Retail.Next that is different from any of your rivals? What do you see as the biggest advantage?
I think for me, it's all about the customer still, and I will say that I can be sure that in these kind of environments, a customer will have memorable experiences no matter what that interaction they're going to do with us. So I think for me that is more important, and they connect with the brand. Their value attachment with the brand will be phenomenal through this, because this is for them, not for us.
Well, that was Retail Next for you. And like Vikram said, this is just the beginning. All of BMW India's network will transform to a similar concept by 2026. And if you want to experience how this feels like, well, you can always walk into your nearest BMW dealership, or as Vikram says, probably more of an experience store.
Absolutely. More your home. So please come and visit us and tell us about it. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.